So today we're going to be talking about inflation. It's currently running about 30% in food alone. So we're going to talk about, is it really time for you to stock up? And will that actually help you? Coming up next. Hi everybody, my name is Dee Burks and this is Retirement Rescue, where we talk about how to make money, save money, and have a great retirement. Well, everybody is talking about inflation right now. It is really ramping up, and you see it just like I do. Every time you go to the grocery store, the price of bacon has doubled. Meat is off the charts. Everything is so expensive now, and it happened so fast. And for people who are on a fixed income, this is a big problem. Even the ones that were barely getting by before, especially if you're just on Social Security, wow, when you go up 30% in food alone, that is really tough to manage. Not to mention the fact energy cost is going up, housing cost is going up. Everything is being affected by inflation. So what can you do? Well, to answer the question, should you stock up or not? My answer is yes, but only on things that really matter. You all know that I'm a big fan of decluttering and having less clutter in your house. And I certainly don't ever want to be a hoarder. And this isn't about that. This is about looking at prices, figuring out how to buy things for the next 5-6 months, not forever, and really focus on things that are important in a way that can save you money. That is not in conflict with decluttering, because the reason you declutter is so you'll have room for things that are important. There are several things that I'm currently doing, so I'm going to talk about those things. The first one is, and I do this even when there isn't much inflation, but I buy local meat and eggs. Now, a lot of people haven't done this in the past because they're like, oh, it's so much more expensive. You can get it so cheap at the grocery store. You can't get it if it's not available. And guess what? Now it's not so cheap at the grocery store. Buying local, number one, supports your local farmers, which is great. It also lets you know where your food comes from. And now it's pretty competitive compared to what they have at the grocery store. So I am a big fan of buying local. You know they're going to have supply because it's local. They grow their animals local. And you know it's good food. So that's what I buy. And this includes eggs, by the way. There's nothing wrong in my mind with the grocery store eggs, except that they've gotten really thin-shelled lately. Have y'all noticed this? It's like you pick up a dozen eggs and you break two. It's crazy. But I really love farm fresh eggs. And in the area I live in, especially this last year or so, almost everybody had chickens. Because I live in a rural area. But even in town, a lot of people have backyard chickens. A lot of people have eggs to sell or give away. And I really love farm fresh eggs. I love the quality. And I think they're just so much better than those grocery store eggs. Now also, since this is October when I'm filming this, we're about to be coming into the holiday sales. And a lot of staples go on sale at that time. Staples like sugar, flour, coffee, those sorts of things really go on sale. One of the things that I do and am doing this year definitely is buying enough to last 6 months at least. Now you may think, well, that's great and I get all that stuff home, but what if bugs and stuff get into it? You can always buy containers that are bug proof, or you can put it into mason jars, which is a lot of what I do because I have them anyway. And you can dry can them if you so choose. A lot of people just put them inside the mason jar. They're safe from bugs. You don't have to worry about it. It keeps really well. But you can also do something called dry canning those things. In other words, you put them in the oven, heat them up inside the mason jar. It creates a vacuum seal and they last even longer. You can do this with rice, with beans, with anything. You can look that up on the internet. I'm not going to go into a how video on that. But there are many ways to keep that food fresh and safe in your home. And it's really important to buy it when there's a sale. Because inflation on food, again, is running at 30% right now. Everything has gone up. So when it goes on sale, it's important to buy it. But only buy the things you actually use. I know y'all have seen those television shows where someone goes in and they buy all this junk and they get it for next to nothing because they're couponing or whatever. Not really a fan of that. That's, to me, is hoarding. And a lot of times it's stuff like Powerade, or I hate Powerade, y'all. Hate it. So only buy the stuff you're actually going to use and need. Don't buy a bunch of other junk just because it's on sale. Buy the staples. That's where you're going to save the money. Buy the staples. Now, one of the things I do, and I started doing this when we first had shutdowns, and now I do it regularly, is every 6 months I buy paper products and that sort of thing online. I save a lot of money doing that. I'm not buying those things in my weekly or bi-weekly shop. None of that. And it comes right to my door. I don't have to manhandle a case of toilet paper or something. It comes right to my door. So every October and every April, and this is October, I'm about to do this, I buy things like a case of toilet paper, a case of paper towels for the kitchen, a case of shop towels, a case of paper plates. All those things that I use throughout the year, I'll buy at least 6 months worth. And then I do that twice a year. It saves me a lot of money, saves me a lot of hassle. It makes my weekly grocery bill go down. So I'm totally happy with that. And I plan to continue that. But that's something you might want to consider doing. And one of the other things you can do is plan for a garden. The last couple of years, people have really gotten back into gardening, which is a fabulous thing. But last year, there was a real seed shortage because of it. People buy seeds in January and February. Start planning for that. Even if you have a couple of pots on your patio that have a squash plant, that have some lettuce, that have something like that. Grow your own food. It is cheaper, it's better for you, and you don't have to worry about it being recalled. Those are all good things. Now, these are just a few ways you can stock up when things are on sale, and especially as inflation ramps up, and save yourself as much money as you can. Prices are going to continue to go up. Everything is going to get more expensive. It's not going to be cheaper 6 months from now. So go ahead, stock up on those things, but only on the things you really use. Now, if you've enjoyed this video, please click subscribe, and I'll see you next time.